Okay, this is a generation of fruit flies, a culture that I developed. The original culture I bought at the pet store, I dumped about a dozen or so into here with that uh, pre-mixed or whatever fruit fly food you can get in a powdered form. Let them sit for a week or 10 days or whatever, and now I got another generation of fruit flies. And for some reason, these guys develop the ability to fly. It looks like eventually they all develop that. The second and successive generations develop the ability to fly for some reason. So, anyways, now instead of taking off the lid and hoping they don't get away to feed them to your frogs, and they're flying all over the house and stuff like that, I melted a hole in the top there, put silicone some cloth around so they can breathe and so it doesn't dry out as very fast. Now I melted some holes to get out, covered it with Scotch tape, and I'll show you the way I developed to feed flying bugs to my fruit flies so they don't get away. I mean to my frogs. I got a piece of plexiglass, cut it to the right size, just under the size to fit in the lid there. And I got some weights on here because it's kind of bowed, and I don't want the fruit flies to get out, so put some weights there, and so they can breathe. The frogs, I have siliconed on this fine mesh here. Flies can't get through there, fruit flies can't. And what I had to do is get an adjustable hole saw. You can look them up on Amazon, that's where I got it from. Cut a hole just big enough for half the, there's a fruit fly got away and all that stuff. But anyways, cut a hole just big enough to fit your cup. So, I'll show you here. Okay, there's that cup. There's the holes I melted. And when you dump it in there or dip it in there, the holes are below the surface. So if I take that tape off, I can just feed them a whole culture of fruit flies and not have to worry about them getting away or anything. If this is sealed good, and it is. So I'll lift that cup out, take the tape off, and they'll trickle out and the frogs can eat. Now these frogs are kind of smart actually. I've seen them, I put a container with a hole in there for the flies to get out before, and they gather around the hole and figure out where they're coming out from and eat. So I don't see any coming out. Oh, there's some coming out now. So hopefully that hole saw works good for you if you try this. It's kind of a pain in the ass. You gotta get piece of plexiglass cut to the right size. You gotta get silicone and the right screen you can get from a fabric store, and then you gotta get a hole saw. But I don't know, it's worth it if you like frogs or amphibians or whatever you got, the reptiles. And if you want to cheap out and make your own cultures, you have to put up with the flying generations of flies. I don't know, it's a good hobby. It's a fun hobby. Yeah, it's a big pain in the ass doing all this stuff, I suppose, if you don't like this kind of stuff, but I do. So anyways, check my channel and you can see more videos of these guys eating. Oh, he's noticed the flies coming out of there. Maybe he sees that guy. I think he does. See where he's looking? Kind of. Frogs can't rotate their eyes as far as I can tell. They can turn their head, of course, which they have to do to see where the flies are. What's he looking at now? He sees something. Yeah, he sees those guys up there. Good thing this thing focuses good.